Hey everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always exciting.
You know it. And this time we're headed down south to Princeton, Texas.
How fun.
Yeah, to check out the real estate scene there. Princeton's been growing like crazy lately, over 12% population increase just last year.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, that's a huge influx of people. And you know what happens when you have tons of people moving to a town?
Things start getting expensive.
Exactly. Housing prices are going up, 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 and it's making the real estate market there super interesting to watch. So,
Well, hold on a sec. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty, if you're actually in Princeton right now listening to this and thinking about selling,
good point.
head over to sellthathouse-to-me.com.
Yes.
That's sellthathouse-to-me.com to get a fast, fair, no-hassle cash offer on your
And
house.
seriously, do it.
All right, now we can really dive in. So we know the town is growing, but what's making it so popular all of a sudden?
It's kind of the perfect storm brewing down there. One thing is the tech industry is booming in nearby areas, McKinney, Frisco, places like that.
Yeah.
And Princeton's a more affordable option.
And I bet families love that.
Totally. Plus, Princeton's got these awesome schools.
So it's like the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Affordable, good schools, safe community.
Makes sense why people are moving there.
Mhm.
So what does all this growth mean for homeowners?
Well, we found this article, a real estate article, and
fill us in.
it really highlights one key thing: speed. The market is moving fast, like way faster than a traditional sale with an agent and showings and all that could handle.
So if I'm hearing you right, sticking to the old way of doing things just isn't going to cut it in a market like Princeton's.
Right, because think about it. You list your house with an agent, you got to stage it, get it ready for all those showings.
The cleaning.
I know, right? And then you wait and you wait and you wait for a buyer who can actually get financing.
And that whole process can take forever, I bet.
It really can. In Princeton, the article mentions that houses can easily sit on the market for 60 to 90 days.
Wow, that's like 3 months or more.
Yeah, imagine having your house just hanging out there waiting for someone to bite. That's got to be stressful.
And let's not forget about all the costs that keep piling up while you're waiting.
Oh, yeah, you still got your mortgage payments, property taxes, utilities, all that good stuff.
It's like money just flying out the door.
And let's be real. It's not just the financial stress, it's emotional too. Like constantly having to keep your house spotless for showings.
Dealing with picky buyers.
Yeah, and then hoping and praying that someone actually makes an offer.
It's a total roller coaster.
Not a fun one.
And that's got to be where Sell That House to Me comes in.
You got it. We totally get that the traditional way of selling just doesn't work for everyone.
Especially in a fast market like this one.
Exactly. With us, you can sidestep all that stress and turn what could be months of back and forth
into like a super fast and easy experience.
Yeah, we're talking cash offers closing in as little as 7 days.
No way. That's incredible.
Right. And the best part, it's not just about speed, it's about flexibility and control. Life happens, you know?
Yeah, things come up that you just can't predict.
Like job relocations, family emergencies. You suddenly need to move and fast. The traditional way just can't keep up with that.
So you're saying Sell That House to Me gives people the power to take charge and move on.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say you get that unexpected job offer across the country.
Gotta move.
Exactly. You need to sell your house, and like yesterday, you call, sell that house to me.
Done.
We come out, do a quick assessment, no strings attached. Based on that, we give you a fair cash offer. You like, boom, you could be packing your bags and on your way to your new life in a week.
I'm sold. No more stressing about open houses and waiting for months on end.
And we handle everything, the paperwork, the whole 9 yards. You don't have to lift a finger.
Plus, you don't have to worry about making any repairs or upgrades.
Nope, we buy your house as is. So even if you've been putting off fixing that leaky faucet or repainting the living room, it doesn't matter.
Not one bit. And you get to choose the closing date that works for you.
So much flexibility. It really is a game changer for people who value their time, their peace of mind, and their financial well-being.
It's great to hear that we get to help people through those tough situations.
Yeah.
Take some of that weight off their shoulders.
For sure. But even if you're not in a hurry, selling to sell that house to me can still be a smart move.
Really? Tell me more.
Okay, think about it for a second. Those traditional sales, they can really eat away at your profits.
Oh, so?
First off, you've got those agent commissions, right? Those can be up to 6% of your sale price.
Ouch. That's a big chunk of change.
It is. Then you've got closing costs, which can easily add up to thousands of dollars.
Oh, I hate closing costs.
And don't even get me started on those potential repairs that buyers might ask for.
Oh, yeah, you might have to fix things up just to get the sale to go through.
Exactly. So let's say you sell your house for $360,000. Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
But once you factor in all those costs, commissions, closing cost repairs, you might only end up with like $330,000.
Seriously.
Seriously. And that's assuming the deal even goes through. Sometimes those buyers back out at the last minute.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's a nightmare. But with Sell That House to Me, you bypass all that. You don't pay any commissions, no closing costs, and we don't care about repairs.
You get to keep more of your hard-earned money.
That's the idea. We want to make sure you get the most out of your investment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how fast the market is moving in Princeton and how Sell That House to Me can help people take advantage of that.
Right.
But I'm curious about the specific areas that are really seeing the most action.
Ooh, good question. Well, the article mentions a few hot spots.
Okay, spill the tea.
First up, you got Winchester. It's got this really chill vibe, very laid back.
Nice.
Yeah, spacious lots, tree-lined streets, a real sense of community.
Sounds like a great place to raise a family.
It does, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got Forest Park.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that one.
It's kind of similar to Winchester. Lots of newer homes, plenty of green space, that feeling of tranquility.
Oh, yeah, little oasis.
Exactly. Then you've got downtown Princeton, which has that classic small-town charm.
Love that.
Yeah, me too. You know, unique shops, cozy cafes, even a historic train depot.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's like taking a step back in time, but with all the modern conveniences you could want.
I could totally see myself grabbing a coffee there.
Me too. And we can't forget about some of the newer developments that are popping up, like Cypress Bend and Park Trails.
Oh, yeah, those are popular.
They are? They offer a mix of modern homes, convenient locations, and tons of amenities.
It really sounds like Princeton's got something for everyone.
It does. Which makes it even more exciting to see this growth happening. You know, it's not just one type of person or family moving there. It's a real mix.
That's a good sign for the future.
It really is. It makes you wonder, with all this going on, what are the long-term prospects for Princeton's market? Is this growth going to keep going?
Oh, that is a good question. And one that we'll definitely be digging into as we continue this deep dive. But before we do that,
Let's give a quick reminder.
yes, to all our listeners in Princeton, if you're even thinking about selling your home, head over to sellthathouse2me.com.
That's sellthathouse2me.com.
You can get a free, no-obligation cash offer and see what your house is really worth in this crazy market.
It's the easiest way to explore your options and see if a quick and easy sale is the right move for you.
Awesome. Okay, now let's get back to those long-term prospects for Princeton. What are some of the factors that could shape the future of the market there?
So many factors, right? Like, can Princeton even handle all these people?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, what about roads, schools, all those things?
Infrastructure, right. Totally. It's a big question. But the good news is Princeton's already investing tons of money in infrastructure improvements.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, they're widening roads, building new schools, and expanding utilities to keep up with all the demand.
So they're thinking ahead. That's smart.
Yeah, exactly. And another big thing to watch is job growth. We talked about how the tech industry is booming nearby.
Right.
But what about Princeton itself? Are they attracting new businesses and creating jobs there?
Because that's really what keeps people there long term.
Totally. And it looks promising. The article mentions that a bunch of companies have actually moved to Princeton recently.
Oh, wow. Why is that?
Well, a few reasons. The affordable real estate is a big draw.
Makes sense.
And also, they've got a skilled workforce there. And the business environment's really friendly.
So it's win-win for businesses.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just tech companies either. We're seeing growth in healthcare, retail, other sectors too.
So Princeton is becoming a hub for all sorts of economic activity.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which is obviously great for the housing market. You know, a strong job market means more buyers, and that keeps those prices steady.
It all comes back to that.
Yeah.
So far, everything sounds pretty positive, you know?
Yeah, so far so good. But, you know, we got to look at both sides.
Right. What about the downsides? Are there any risks to all this growth?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is, can they keep that small town charm?
Yeah, you don't want to lose what makes Princeton special.
Exactly. As the city grows, they need to balance development with preservation. You know, make sure the new stuff fits in with the old.
Yeah, like keep the character of the town intact.
Right. And the article mentions that Princeton's actually working with developers on this.
Oh, good. So they're aware of it.
Yeah, they're being careful about how they grow. And another potential risk is overbuilding.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
Well, if too many new houses are built too quickly, it could lead to an oversupply. And you know what happens then?
Prices go down.
You got it. But for now, at least the article says demand is still higher than supply. So it doesn't seem like a huge risk at the moment.
It's like that game Musical Chairs, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, kinda.
No,
Except in this case, there are plenty of chairs to go around.
at least for now.
Exactly. But things change fast, you know? So it's always good to be aware of what's happening in the market and make smart decisions based on the latest trends.
Noted. So for our listeners in Princeton who are thinking about selling, sounds like timing could be everything right now.
For sure, selling while the market's hot could mean big profits.
Yeah, lock in those gains. And of course, if they want a smooth and easy process,
No stress.
then Sell That House to Me is here to help.
Always. We can help them take advantage of this market and move on to their next chapter.
You know, one thing I love about what we do at Sell That House to Me is that we get to help people through all sorts of situations.
It's true.
Like sometimes people just need to sell their house quickly. They might be going through something tough.
Life throws curveballs.
Exactly. And we're there to make things easier for them. You know, take away some of that burden.
Yeah, we handle all the details, the paperwork, everything, so they can focus on what matters most.
And we buy their house as is.
Yeah.
No need to fix anything up.
No repairs, no hassle, and we give them a fair cash offer based on the market value.
So everyone wins.
Exactly. Speaking of helping people out, the article actually tells a really cool story.
Oh, yeah. I love a good story.
It's about this couple in Princeton who used to sell that house to me to finally retire to the coast.
Oh, wow. Their dream come true.
Right? They'd lived in their house for over 30 years, so many memories, but they were ready for a change.
The beach was calling.
It was, so they reached out to us, got a cash offer within 24 hours, and closed in just a week.
No way. That's amazing.
It is, and they were so happy with the whole experience. They even sent us a postcard from their new beach house.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Makes it all worthwhile.
It's those kinds of stories that really remind us why we do what we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about buying and selling houses.
It's about helping people achieve their goals and live their best lives.
I love that. Okay, so we talked about those cool neighborhoods earlier, Winchester Forest Park, downtown Princeton.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
And the article really painted a picture of what makes each one unique. Like Winchester. It sounds perfect for families.
Totally. With those big lots and the relaxed atmosphere.
And then Forest Park. It's like the best of both worlds. Modern living, but surrounded by nature.
I know, right? And then downtown Princeton, it's like stepping back in time, but in a good way.
All that history and charm.
Yeah, and all the cool shops and cafes.
And of course, we can't forget about those newer developments. Cypress Bend and Park Trails.
Those are hot right now.
Yeah, super convenient locations and all the amenities you can want.
Princeton really does seem to have it all. It's evolving, but in a way that keeps its roots.
It's a special place.
Yeah.
For anyone listening who's curious and maybe wants to see what their house is worth,
Good idea.
head over to sellthathouse2me.com.
That's sellthathouse2me.com.
Get a free, no-obligation cash offer. You never know, you might be surprised.
Exactly.
Okay, so now I want to shift gears a little bit. We've talked about how much Princeton is growing, but what's actually fueling all this growth? What's making people choose Princeton over all the other towns out there?
Well, one big reason is affordability, you know? Compared to some of those nearby cities like McKinney and Frisco, Princeton's a lot easier on the wallet, especially when it comes to housing.
Yeah, that makes sense. As those areas get pricier, people start looking for places that offer the same kind of quality of life, but without, breaking the bank.
Exactly. And Princeton fits the bill. It's got great schools, safe environment, family-friendly, and it's not too far from all the excitement of Dallas-Fort Worth.
So you get that small town vibe, but you're still close to the big city action.
The best of both worlds. And don't forget about the quality of life. Princeton's got a more relaxed pace, strong sense of community, lots of outdoor stuff to do.
Yeah, I can totally see families being drawn to that.
Absolutely. And the more people discover Princeton, the more popular it's going to get, which just fuels the growth of the housing market even more.
It's like a snowball effect.
Kind of. It's cool to see a town like Princeton on the rise, full of potential, both for the people who live there and for folks who are thinking about moving there.
Definitely a market to watch. So we've talked about the good stuff, but are there any potential downsides to all this growth?
Well, one thing to think about is keeping that balance, balancing all this new development with preserving what makes Princeton unique.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that small town charm.
Exactly. And the article mentions that Princeton's actually working with developers to make sure that new construction blends in with the existing architecture and character of the town.
Oh, that's good to hear. So they're being mindful of it.
They are. Another thing to watch out for is overbuilding,
Overbuilding?
Yeah. If they build way too many houses too quickly, it could lead to an oversupply of homes.
And then prices could drop.
Exactly. But so far, at least demand seems to be outpacing supply. So it's not a major concern right now.
But it's something to keep an eye on for sure. So for anyone in Princeton who's thinking about selling, sounds like now might be a pretty good time.
Yeah, the market's hot. Sellers are in a strong position. They can get top dollar for their homes.
Exactly. And if they're looking for the easiest way to sell, Sell That House to Me is here to help.
Always. We can get them a fair cash offer super fast and take all the stress out of the process.
Exactly. No need to deal with showings and repairs and all that stuff.
We handle everything so they can focus on their next chapter.
Love it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
Right.
We've talked about Princeton's crazy growth, the factors behind it, the potential risks and rewards, and of course, how Sell That House to Me can help homeowners navigate this exciting market.
It's been a fun deep dive.
It really has. But before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Princeton's story is a reminder that change is going to happen, you know? And sometimes the best thing you can do is embrace it.
Love that.
Whether you're a homeowner looking to sell a family, starting a new chapter, or a business betting on a town's future, Princeton shows us that amazing things can happen when we're open to possibilities.
Well said. And that's something we can all apply to our lives no matter where we are.
Absolutely. So to our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing those possibilities. You never know what incredible adventures are waiting just around the corner.